Hey y'all, I'm Flea and I'm cross-stitching the Sistine Chapel ceiling. We've got some welcome stuff to go through and then we're just gonna get stitching. Let's do it. Welcome to StitcherX. I'm Flea and I'm here to live, laugh, and craft with compassion. The Nerd Nook is an environment safe for everyone. Our only rule is no hate. We know some nerds are chatty and some nerds are lurky, so feel free to enjoy the stream however you like. I'm willing to discuss anything and everything, so drop questions or comments in the chat. If you're enjoying the stream, you'll enjoy our Discord and switching from TikTok to Twitch. Click the link in my bio for all my socials, my website, merch, and that switch to Twitch. Welcome to the Nerd Nook. I'm glad you're here. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. We are working on the fish's mouth today and Wagyu, it looks like. This one stitch in here. That's the last of 322. We're gonna have a bit of confetti today, probably quite a bit, depending on which chunk we're working on at a time. So, lots of color changes and slow stitching, which isn't terrible for a Saturday. A022 gets put away. Our next color is going to be, come on. Pattern Keeper isn't cooperating. Hold on. Sometimes it doesn't like to cooperate with the bigger patterns. So we have to load it and reload it. There we go. Okay, we are looking at 453 with a few confetti stitches. Okay, got those two done, and then we've got four more in this color. Okay, still working on 453. Struggling with this. Does not want to stay in there. Okay, there we go. That's better. Got those four done. And our next color up is 8, which has 5 stitches. Yay! Okay, 453 gets put away. And we're looking for 8. Okay, I think this station is a little too metal for my taste for stitching. So we might be changing music stations here soon after I fix this thread. Let's try this. See if this gives us something better. It's hard to kind of know what vibe I'm feeling today. You gotta travel along the back. Let's mark all of these off. I want to see. There's actually a little smattering down there. I might as well hit them. Check and see if this is correct. Perfect. Open out Future Flea with some pre-confetti here. Okay, I'm gonna go with hoping that's correct. And then we are gonna pin stitch this little sucker, which is a method of tying off that I tend to only use when a stitch is kind of off by itself, like this one is. Okay, 646 is done. Let's mark these few stitches off here. Then we're gonna come back over to here. And I think this color 4 has slightly more stitches, but not a whole lot. Okay. Let's see. Work with that. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, I think it's just one mistake, and I think I'm... Oh, you know what? It might just not have gotten highlighted because I did do that color, but now that one stitch is in the wrong spot, which I think I'm going to go ahead and leave. We'll see if it becomes a problem later. I don't think that one's that much darker than the right one would be, or the correct one, I should say. But we'll see. Mistakes happen. travel up here. Hey, how's it going, Crafty K? Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Okay, those 4 are done. Next color is 645. I feel like everyone who stitches is stitching today. You're still prepping your new project? That doesn't remind me what your new project is. 645 is up next. You haven't started any actuals. I mean, the prep work takes quite a long time. It took me a couple of hours to stitch all the way around this fabric. And I, like, don't have any, like, spare space on the edge. Oh, the Universal Monsters. Right. Yeah, I have reached the point where using Pattern Keeper is now a must for me. Hey, how's it going, Aika? How was your nap? Excellent. I'm glad to hear you had a good nap. Is a ventilator like a CPAP machine? Because I have a CPAP machine. Don't go there. We're having a very confetti-filled day here in the Nerd Nook. Oh, a fan. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I have the full-blown CPAP because I am now officially an old people. Okay, our next color is 931 and is the first color of the day to have any sort of substantial stitches. Cookie Defender, hello. Welcome in. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Nerd Nook. Caught me just as I'm changing colors. Hello, Cookie Defender. Thank you for joining us. Cookie Raid. Oh, and of course 931 is like this much floss left. Hopefully I bought more. How are all of you doing today? Cookie, how was your stream? If you need to raid and run, I totally understand. Welcome in, everyone. I'm going to play my welcome message real quick. Welcome to StitcherX. I'm Flea, and I'm here to live, laugh, and craft with compassion. The Nerd Nook is an environment safe for everyone. Our only rule is no hate. We know some nerds are chatty and some nerds are lurky, so feel free to enjoy the stream however you like. I'm willing to discuss anything and everything, so drop questions or comments in the chat. If you're enjoying the stream, you'll enjoy our Discord and switching from TikTok to Twitch. Click the link in my bio for all my socials, my website, merch, and that switch to Twitch. Welcome to the Nerd Nook. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad your stream was good. I'm glad a bunch of friends came and hung out, and then I'm glad you brought your friends here. Thank you so much. That intro doesn't actually talk about what I'm really doing because I haven't updated it yet, but I'm stitching the Sistine Chapel ceiling. That's my project. It's a very ambitious 1.9 million stitches. We are currently right here filling in the mouth of the fish. You can see the fish eyeball here. This is the fish that eats Jonah. Jonah's thigh is right here. And this is what we're working on for all day, pretty much all time. I'm streaming. It's the Sistine Chapel. No big deal at all. Yeah, 1.9 million, whatever. I hit 125,000 yesterday, which I was really excited about. And everyone's like, all my IRL friends are like, wow, that's a lot of stitches. And I'm like, it's not even 10%. Yeah, this is what I do. This is it. Just this huge project. And I'm going to have to bobbinate a 931 here pretty soon. So I'm going to run out of this floss. And I'm fairly certain, like, and I'm sweating a lot. The lights have gotten quite warm, and it's quite warm here in California. Yeah, all I do is stitch this project and talk and hang out with all of the wonderful people that call themselves nerds and want to hang out in my nerd nook. Okay, let's mark off what we've gotten done. We just did... Okay, that's what I thought. These, this, and that row. Okay, got... Your Odette, though, doesn't Odette have, like, blends and half and quarter stitches and all of that craziness? I thought about doing some of that with this project, with the, like, software that I had, and I was like, I don't know that I'm that crazy to put all of that in. But today has been a kind of a slow confetti day. Normally, at about 40 minutes in, I should be closer to 100 or higher stitches. Oh, geez. Petite stitches. Oh. Wait, you have beads too? Oh, that's crazy. That's too much. You're doing too much, Cookie Defender. Tell me. Oh, you know what? 931 might be in the overflow. Let me check. No, there's no 931 there. Okay, time to pull up the inventory spreadsheet. Because, yes, I'm a nerd that has an inventory spreadsheet. Okay, inventory 931. It says I have one in my second overflow box. Where's my second overflow box? I have so much floss. Did I use that and not clear it out? That would be a very me thing to do. Overflow 2. This is Overflow 2. I have not kitted the whole project. I'm kind of kidding as I go. Okay, here's the other 931. I'm glad we keep it on the inventory list. But this is the 931 that I have left. It's not even like a full bobbin. Yeah, I did not grit. I have not kitted this whole project. I'm trying to work through the floss I already have, which is fairly substantial. I need, I think, 520 more skeins of floss for the whole project. Put this. What day did I finish this? This was ended on 8/9. I like to mark on my bobbins when I used them because I'm weird like that and like to keep track of weird and funny things. I mean, why not? They're plastic bobbins, right? Yeah, kitting this whole thing would be a lot. See, that is a fair point, Crafty. But I also feel like there are so many colors in this, and they're so spread apart that any major differences, unless, you know, they're stitching like right next to each other, aren't going to be super obvious. Unless it's like a completely different off color, but so far I haven't come across that. And also, if they are slightly off, I feel like that's part of the project. Like, that's just part of the process. I'm not so much doing this so that it's perfect and amazing. You know, there's lots of mistakes and color changes. But it's all part of the journey. Oh, yes. I do have some that are more than 20 years old, and they very well could be a vastly different color. Yeah, on smaller pieces, it would be much more noticeable, especially if it's a predominant color in a smaller piece. In this, it's so confetti-tastic that it hides a lot of sins. Two. 'Kay, we gotta tie that section off, but it is complete. And that puts us at 80 stitches. Little over 200 more to go to hit my minimum goal for the day. Okay, and our next color after 931 is, come on, 317. I try to work on this every day, yes. In order for me to finish this in 20 years, I have to stitch 281 stitches every day for the next 20 years to finish on time. So I try to work on it every day. It doesn't always happen, and, you know, it's not a piece I can travel with, obviously. So when we go out of town, I'm kind of SOL. So it is what it is when I'm out of town. Okay. So look at my stitch right here. $500 stitches last night. That's pretty good. Crafty K, that's... Yeah, sometimes it's best not to do the math. You might do background color tonight to keep pace. Yeah, sometimes keeping pace is hard. My initial goal was 10 years, and that meant I had to stitch like 550 stitches a day, and that has now been massively blown out of the water. I am fortunate that somehow I have a modicum of self-control and do not have 5 million other projects going while working on this. Because otherwise I would be working on those 5 million projects instead of working on this. But if you are looking for new projects to start, I have released all of the patterns on my website for free, StitcherX.com. Has all free patterns now, and they're going to stay free forever, even after I redo my website, which is hopefully going to happen soon. I technically have 2 other projects going, but I haven't worked on them in years. I could technically work on Lady Liberty, or sorry, Lady Justice from my wife when we travel, but it's got so many darn colors. It's probably the most confetti-like piece I've ever made. Okay. Ooh, I think we're gonna have just enough floss to finish this off. Look at that. That's a nice little chunk. Should put us closer to 100 for the hour, which I will be happy with. We are catching up a little bit. I semi want to do a stitching marathon today and work for as long as I can while getting caught up. And I'm also torn between wanting to sit on the couch and cuddle with my wife and dog. Cuddling with the wife and dog is a favorite activity of mine. Oh, nice, Aika. Are they cute little patterns? Oh, cute. Share them in the Discord. Okay, last stitch for this row, and then it looks like we might have two confetti colors in the next row and one that is less confetti. Yeah, I don't even use a scanner anymore. I use my phone to scan everything now. And we use an iPad at work to scan documents. Yeah, the quality is sometimes rough. I have a very fancy iPhone now, so I do get some really nice quality high-res images, which will be one of the benefits of my new website once I launch it, is you'll be able to see the high-res images on my website instead of only the low-res ones on social media. So if you want to zoom in ultra close and see what I did for the day, it is a little bit more obvious. But that hasn't launched yet. Okay, let's mark these off and then see where the rest of this color goes. Oh, poor Scanner. done. Oh yeah, there is a little smattering of these down here. We can get those done to help out future Flea. I like to, if I have floss left, do as much of the confetti around me as possible. Especially when it's sparse like this, because then it'll get stitched over. Okay. I'm gonna leave those other ones that are floating there alone for now. Sorry, future Flea, you do have a little bit of confetti to contend with later. Whoopsies. Sometimes I help future me, sometimes I hurt future me. Okay. 451 is done. Let's scroll back up and see what our next color is. Next color is 501 for 3 stitches. Which this might be enough. Where's the camera? It's a little small. But they're fairly close together. We might be able to get them all in. Yay, just enough for those 3 stitches. Okay, let's mark those off. .501 is done. Our next color is 318. At least we're working in a color that's easier to see today. It's better than working in the whites. Those are always a pain in the rear to try to see. Okay, let's put one up here. Okay, 3 there. Come over here. And let's throw this one here. Okay, let's mark those off. And then there's this smattering down here. I'm gonna move over and get some of that with what floss we have left. And part of the reason I do it this way is so that I'm threading my needle less often. Because threading the needle and getting out the floss sometimes it takes quite a bit of time. And so this way I am touching each floss color a little bit less. It's my bridge kind of between parking and cross country. I tried parking and it was an absolute nightmare for me on this project. Yeah, I feel like it gets way too messy for me to be able to park well. Okay, and then we'll tie those two off. So we're not quite as far behind as I thought. We're only 5 stitches behind. So that's not horrible. We caught up in the end. Hopefully in the next hour we can get like 150. We should have a break though coming up soon that I am going to be putting up the break sign for because I gotta move around a little bit. And then we will come back after break and keep working. Let's see, our next color is 926. All of my 9s are getting low. Ah! Damn it, I knew that happened. I could feel that getting pulled. Yeah, the floss dangling bothered me. There was a lot about parking that just made it not the suitable method for me. I appreciate people that can do it though. Okay. Yeah, some of the parking like looks super freaking cool, but it's just not a method that I can do. Okay, break time. I will be right back. Let me mark off what we've done and then break time. And we're back. I put a hat on so my hair wouldn't get in my face as much. And we're back doing the stitching. Was everyone's break? Did everyone have a good break? Take care of themselves? Welcome to StitcherX. I'm Flea, and I'm here to live, laugh, and craft with compassion. The Nerd Nook is an environment safe for everyone. Our only rule is no hate. We know some nerds are chatty and some nerds are lurky, so feel free to enjoy the stream however you like. I'm willing to discuss anything and everything, so drop questions or comments in the chat. If you're enjoying the stream, you'll enjoy our Discord and switching from TikTok to Twitch. Click the link in my bio for all my socials, my website, merch, and that switch to Twitch. Welcome to the Nerd Nook. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Here. Okay, just enough floss to get those done. Then we'll do the next little bit. Stitch in Time Designs, I'm sorry, I didn't see your follow. Hopefully you're still here. Thank you for the follow. You must have come in when the raid came in, but I deeply appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Aika. I will check those out when I am off stream. Okay. $9.26 gets put away. And next we have 3768, which is also one of our low colors. You know, it's funny. I was struggling a little bit when stream started because I only had one viewer for a long time. And to that one viewer, if you are still watching, thank you very much. I deeply appreciate you. And then Cookie Defender raided in and brought me all you lovely people. And reminded me that, you know, if you build it, they will come. And not to be discouraged with one stream you think is going poorly. So I'm glad I stuck with it, and you lovely people came and joined me. Let's see. Let's switch to the wide angle for a little bit. Come on, where? There you are. Sometimes my needle likes to run away from me. Bye-bye, Floss. See what's over here. Ooh, that's a good little line. Let's take care of whatever that is. We got two here, then another two. One here. I just realized one of the reasons my chats aren't picking up everything is my computer is so far away. And the microphone is what picks up the captions. I think we're gonna have just enough to finish this line. Ooh, thank you for the hydration break, Aika. I appreciate you. Okay, let's mark all of this off. Okay. Our next color is going to be 502. Three, 7, 6, 8 gets put away. And out comes 502. Which actually might have just enough floss to finish what we need. I feel like the floss gods have been smiling upon us today. Like, all of my floss pieces have been, like, roughly the right size. Or close to it. I'll take when the floss gods are being generous. Uh-oh. Looks like I missed some stitches earlier. Yep, I missed those two right there. I'll have to come back and get those at a later date. Okay, mark these all off. And then we're gonna go get that little one hanging out by itself. I'm gonna pin stitch this one, at least do a half stitch, because I want it to be more secure than it normally would from the way I tied it on. That bit can go in the bin. And now we are on to 414, 502. Put away. Out comes 414. So a pin stitch, I can show you the next time I do one. I don't do them very often, but it's basically where you split the fabric on the sides and come up on the side of a stitch and then go down in the middle. And then, so that's a half pin stitch. And then if you do it on the other side, it's called a full pin stitch. They look a little funky sometimes, so I don't love doing them. But they are helpful. This stitch right here is a pin stitch. And I don't know if you can tell or not on your screen, but the fabric on either side of the stitch is split. Right. It does get stitched over in full coverage. It is a very secure way to end your thread from the front. Okay, we are going to tie this off. And then mark these all off. We only need a minimum of 100 more stitches today. Definitely not going to get 100 stitches done in a half an hour, so I will be back after our next break in 30 minutes or so. Okay. Okay. Okay, tie those off. We're gonna get that one little one that's off on its lonesome. And I will actually pin stitch that one. So Crafty K3, if you're still around. I'm gonna go ahead and pin stitch this next one so you can see it. And of course, it's out of the camera angle. Okay, so you're, whoops. Hopefully I didn't pull that out too far. Yep, thought I had. So you're gonna stitch your stitch like it's a normal stitch. Okay, so we have a normal stitch here that we want to tie off. Then you're gonna come up the bottom of your floss, and then you're gonna come down on the other side, the bottom of your fabric, and then down on the other side, and then your fabric will kind of pull back together, and then that's the half pin stitch. And to make it a full pin stitch, you do the other side, and then there's your little stitch. And it is now very secure and tied off on the back. Okay, we'll put this floss away. 414 goes away. We come back to where we're working. And our next color is 160, excuse me. Okay. That's not gonna work. Okay, our next color will. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Aika. There we go. Sorry about that, y'all. this color has me, or this area has me spreading out a little bit more than I normally do. Because technically I consider everywhere inside this white square that I'm working on part of my workable area, but I only pick colors from the first 3 squares in the column I'm working on. Get your crochet on, Aika. Okay, let's see if we have enough floss to get those. I think that's mostly in camera view. Let's back this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Needle came right off my floss. Go. Oh, that doesn't go there anyway. I'm glad I caught that. Not there at all. Looks like I forgot to highlight one. Let's mark that off real quick. I missed highlighting that square. Now we're here. And I've done that one. Okay. Two there. Here. We got a 1-hop 1, and then a single, which we should have just enough floss for those 3 stitches. Okay. Puts us in the 200 threshold. Huzzah. Okay, and our next color is, I think it's, yeah, 3363 for 3 stitches. 160 gets put away. Now I want to, I'll adjust it later. Actually, I'm going to adjust it now. I realized that what is causing my shoulders to hurt is that I have this rolled up too high, because for the past few days, my shoulders haven't hurt at all. And then I adjusted this yesterday to take a photo of the whole thing, and now my shoulders are unhappy again. So, therefore, if I tighten these and move this down a little bit, it should be easier on my shoulders. So let's try that adjustment. I'll put my bungee cord back on later. Slide that up. Camera adjustment. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's gonna... Well, that's the problem. Well, we now have that figured out. It's like, why do my shoulders hurt today? They haven't hurt this, like, whole week that I've been stitching, and I thought it was because of the massage I got over the weekend. But I think it's actually about the height of the piece and how far I'm stretching to get in there. Okay. Look at that, way less pain. Well, that's awesome to figure out. Okay. And we're back to Confetti Town for a little while. Okay, our next color is a one-off of 3051. 3363 gets put away, and 3051, I said, yep, is a dinky little one-off. I think our next few stitches are going to be one-offs to fill in this little transition area. Perfect. Okay, 3051 gets put away. And our next color is, ooh, is an all solo. It's got a little bit. 413. I think that's exactly where I want it. Let's tighten all the bolts again. Okay. Oh, Aika, that's a bummer. Well, if you enjoy it, I guess you just have to keep watching it. You know, I'm not really seeing the downside. Well, there is that. And Criminal Minds is pretty freaking awesome. Damn it. Let's do it right. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on Criminal Minds, Ika. I quite enjoy the show. Wifey, not always so much. She gets nightmares. She's reading The Indifferent Stars Above right now and has given herself nightmares from reading that. So I haven't read The Indifferent Stars Above yet. I should read it so I understand what's giving my wife nightmares. Okay. Those off. Pick up my snips off the floor. Okay, our next color is 648. Also for a one-off. 413 gets put away. 648 comes out. It's like we need a whole new strand of 648. Ooh. Whole new strand for one stitch. Yay! Oh, I did not see that stitch up there. I'm gonna have to go back and get that one. I almost left a stitch open. That might be a fun game to play on TikTok later. Find the stitch I left open. Ah, camera bump. Okay. Let's mark that off. And then the stitch we forgot is 3865. Just basically a type of white. Okay, let's fill this puppy in. $865 is done. Oh, that doesn't go there. 648 was in the wrong spot. It got put back wrong. Okay, and Pattern Keeper doesn't want to cooperate. Let's back out. Back in. Maybe. Okay. Oh yay, one-offs. Woohoo! 644. Row 121 is missing a stitch? Yes, it was. I actually think it was row... Oh yeah, no, I know 121 was missing a stitch. That one I got. The one I was missing was row 36? 136? Yeah, I know 121 is missing that one up at the top. I haven't gotten to that column yet, so technically it doesn't count as missed yet. Yeah, the 121 definitely, it stands out to me and it's driving me nuts. But it is not its turn to be stitched yet. Okay, 644 is done. 611 is next. These little transition areas are sometimes the worst to stitch because there's so much confetti, and this is a multitude of transition areas at once. Whole lot of stuff converging here. Okay, 611 is done. Oh, I only did the one stitch. I didn't get to the second one. Well, I'll take care of that later. 640 is up next. Okay, 640 is done. We're working through this confetti slowly but surely. Okay, next we have 372. $372 is done. Next we have 7, which has a little smattering. Thank you for the stretch, Ika. We do have break time coming up soon, too. Oh, that felt good. Okay, our next color is 610. It's really been a Fetty-filled day, and it's not funfetti today. Tomorrow should be a little bit better, I hope. Although tomorrow y'all might experience Tipsy Flea because Premier League starts again tomorrow, and my wife is an ardent follower of Liverpool. So we will be going to the pub at 7 a.m. in the morning to go watch the Liverpool footy match. Okay, we got an ad starting in about a minute. I will take a break for that ad, throw up the break screen, and then be back to finish to at least get to our minimum stitches. But if we're vibing, when we get there, we might keep stitching. Because we have roughly 50 stitches to go until we hit our minimum. Okay, 610 is done. Next color is 838. Okay, break time. And we're back. Thank you for sticking with me through that commercial. It does really help support me. Let's do our welcome and get to the stitching. Welcome to StitcherX. I'm Flea, and I'm here to live, laugh, and craft with compassion. The Nerd Nook is an environment safe for everyone. Our only rule is no hate. We know some nerds are chatty and some nerds are lurky, so feel free to enjoy the stream however you like. I'm willing to discuss anything and everything, so drop questions or comments in the chat. If you're enjoying the stream, you'll enjoy our Discord and switching from TikTok to Twitch. Click the link in my bio for all my socials, my website, merch, and that switch to Twitch. Welcome to the Nerd Nook. I'm glad you're here. Okay, all of that's done. I really gotta edit that intro. I am not a fan of it anymore. It was good when I first did it. Now it is past that. Okay, we do only have 2 more colors in this square, and we will have finished off a full column today. Filled in fish face, lips, and mouth. Okay, mark that is done. And our next color is 801. 819 goes away. And 801 is up here. Fetty, fetty, fetty. All for the fetty. Does confetti count as cross-stitch herpes? Because it comes in large groups. It's a pain in the ass. And once you get in it, it doesn't go away. I know glitter is really craft herpes, but man, sometimes I feel like confetti could be cross-stitch herpes. Or that's just more of me just being weird. And then we've got one more stitch in this color. I know, I am the one that decided this color should have 289 colors. I did give myself the fetty. At least I didn't decide to do blends. I thought about doing blends and then decided I didn't hate myself that much. This is another color I'm going to pin stitch because it's kind of over here by itself. I don't think I split that other side proper. So we're going to try the other side again. Okay, there we go. Now it's proper split. Nice little fetty stitch. Please don't remind me that I did this myself and that this is all a choice that I am making, because then I might stop. One off of 869. $801 gets put away. 869 comes out. Yeah, don't remind me that I did all of this to myself. That is how you remind me that it's a choice and I don't have to choose this. Crap, I missed a stitch. I'm gonna have to go back and get it. I think there's too much color difference for me to substitute in with this one for sure. So. Okay, let's get the stitch that I missed. Ah! 453. Once I do that last stitch of 453, we will finish that whole column, which is column 390 to through 400. We're almost halfway across again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't try to fill that in with 869. That would have not looked right. Sometimes you can get away with filling in a missed stitch with the color next to it, but you have to be really careful in the transition zones. It would have not been the right color in this case. Okay, 453 gets put away. Once I remember where, there it is. Okay, and now we can slide over. And our next color is a one-off of 435. Finally get rid of this one that's been staring at me for like 2 weeks. Bye-bye, little Stitchy. Bye-bye. And look at that, all gone. Our next color has a good little chunk of stitching to do. Yay! Okay, 435 is done. Now we got 738. Get to work on Mr. Jonah's thigh, shall we? I'm going to take out these two that are down here at the bottom, which I believe this is Jonah's like back or stomach up here. We'll find out more on our next pass. Mark those two off. Thought I'd pulled that too far. Okay, that's better. Ah! Okay, well, that... Let's see if I can fix this, or if I'm gonna have to scrap this whole section and redo it. Okay, salvaged. There we go. Only I can tell there's a mistake there. Okay. Oh, my end came back through on accident. I was having some problems with how I was finishing a stitch. And so I had to do some pushing around of ends. It's kind of hard to explain exactly what happened. Bugger. Okay, got that done. Now I just have that big chunk to go. I wanted to check something back here. Okay. And now want to work. Oh, that stitch got filled in. That stitch wasn't supposed to get filled in. Ah, I see what happened. Je compris. I have another missing stitch here, but it's close enough in color in this section that I can use this color to fill it in. If this color gets us up to 280 or over, I am gonna wrap. If not, we will wrap after the next color. Aika, friend, can you possibly look and see who is streaming that we might want to raid into? Thank you, Frian. Thank you, Tato. Yeah, there's definitely 15 stitches of this color. So once we finish this chunk, I will be hopping off to spend the rest of the afternoon with my fam bam. And then tomorrow, hopefully I can get some more stitching time in and do even more. Okay, we'll check out Strawberry Gym then when we are done. I haven't been streaming on Saturdays for a while, so I don't know who the crafters are on Saturdays. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, we got this row done and this row done. Darn, this section is going to bring us just shy of 300 stitches. That's too bad. Be nice to get all the way to 300. Sometimes it's difficult choosing between stitching time and spending time with my family. I want to do all the stitching, and I want to spend all of the time with my family. Need to convince wifey to come back online and do the crossword like we used to. Okay. Well, we will bring the nerds to them. Okay, just a few more stitches, and then we are going to raid into Strawberry Gym. We'll figure out how many stitches we've done for the day. We are definitely over our minimum goal for today. We're not at our medium goal, which is a bummer, but I'm gonna start building up to there. And then ideally, we would hit our ultimate goal every day, but we're nowhere near that yet. And building back up, that takes a lot of stitching. 294 for today, like I said, just shy of 300. Not bad at all. Not at all bad. I appreciate y'all joining me today and hanging out with me while I stitch. I will be back at some time tomorrow, and we can do this all over again with more of Wagyu. So let's go and check out Strawberry Jim real quick. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. Hopefully I will catch many of you tomorrow around the same time. Let's go show Strawberry Jim some love. Thank you all for joining me.